y'all, I'm back with the YA Fantasy Book Number 2 Challenge update. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Books with Kimberly. Don't forget to like, comment, share my channel, and subscribe. Y'all, I have been enjoying my YA Fantasy Book Number 2 Challenge, where I highlight Black authors who have written YA fantasy stories that highlight Black characters. Even though a lot of these books I have not given 5 stars, I still just enjoy reading books by Black authors. These books just remind me of how much representation is so important. So a quick run through, still to come on my list of book number 2s. I have one more book to read in the Belle series by Dhonielle Clayton, and that is The Beauty Trials. I'm also currently reading Bloodmarked by Tracy, Deonn, which is the second book in the Legendborn series. Y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I'm struggling to get through this book, but I am determined to finish it so I can knock this book off of my list. Lastly, I still have to reread Dread Nation by Justina, Ireland, and also read the second book, which is Deathless Divide. Also, I have to add 2 new books to this challenge. The first book is Children of Anguish and Anarchy by Tomi, Adeyemi. This is the 3rd book in the Children of Blood and Bone series. The book will be coming out in June of 2024, and I kind of look forward to reading it, but I'm adding it to my challenge because I do want to see how she wraps up this series. And lastly, I am adding Beast of Ruin, which is the 2nd book to Beasts of Prey, which I read in the month of January by Ayana Gray. Beast of Prey by Ayana Gray is the latest book that I finished in my YA book number 2 challenge. I thought it was pretty good and I gave it 4 stars. I love that there are 2 main characters in this book. So we have Akon and we have his journey, and we also have the story of Kofi fighting for her freedom, and she finds out she has magical abilities. I love that it takes place in this dystopian land. There's Black folklore, African gods. We have Kofi who works at this zoo. She's in debt to the zoo owner, and so she needs to bring the Shatani back to the zoo so that she can get freedom for herself, her mother, and her friend. We have Akon who was told he can no longer be a son of the Six, which is the organization of highly esteemed warriors in this land. So he's hoping that him killing the Shatani is what will get him back in good graces with the sons of the Six, and he can become a member, furthering the family legacy. You guys, I have mentioned reading A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown, and this story really reminded me of that, in which we have this strong female main character, and we have another male character who is strong in his own right, but he is the one who deals with anxiety, mental health issues, deals with more fear. Of course, both characters have fear of failure, fear of letting down their family and people who are depending on them. But I always feel like they build up the young women in these stories to be so strong, whereas the guys are the ones who have these more humanizing traits. I feel like I would like to read more books that highlight a male main character, a female main character, and both of these characters are equal in having those humanizing traits of having those fears and anxieties. You don't have this strong female lead character that seems like she has to carry the male character. And of course, he has a beautiful story of finding his strength within and defeating those mental hurdles he's facing. But I just would love to see either both characters be equally as strong, or I would love to see a story where both of them have these same vulnerabilities and they're able to relate to each other, and that is how they connect. I even think it would help with the romantic elements of these stories as well, because sometimes I feel like these 2 main characters, they end up being in a relationship simply because they're on this journey together, but they don't seem to really be compatible, but I feel like if they both had those same elements of flaws, they both had those same elements of fears and anxieties, or they both had the same level of strength, that they would have more in common and their relationship would make a lot more sense. Those are just my 2 cents on something that I've been noticing in some of these YA fantasy books where they tell the dual perspective of male characters and female characters. Going forward, I'm interested in reading more books where the Black young male characters are just as strong. Because sometimes it feel like these male characters be just in the way. They be tripping over their feet and messing up things and making dumb mistakes. And it takes the female characters to fix it and keep on going. And I would like to see some different variances in those characteristics. And I want to see more. Y'all, that is it for my YA Fantasy Book number 2 update. Get down in the comments and let me know if you have any opinions on what I've discussed in this video. And let me know what YA fantasy books you are currently reading. Thanks again for tuning in to a Books with Kimberly video.